Chief, you're letting the city get out of control. Renegade. Come on, let's rein it in.
Get rid of the carnival, we have no problem.
There's some neighbors I think would probably support you in that.
Could make that area the dog park.
There we go. Wait a minute.
Give them a choice. Which one do you want?
Trying to fix the date on the screen.
Oh,
We'll just put some tape over it. Yeah, good fourth.
So,
I got on the water twice, which is like one time more than I do in the entire year normally. Good fireworks. Monona won the fireworks war.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Could you see Rhythm of Boobs from your house?
I went on the boat.
Did you? Okay.
I could see it from ours.
Could you?
yeah,
I don't-
they were further south than I thought they, don't realize that it's,
I think they moved it. That's
Oh,
what
did
he was
they?
saying.
Oh, okay.
Probably for the wind.
It was closer to shore than I thought it was going to
Yeah,
be.
they moved it like 100 feet toward the convention center. That's what people were saying. I don't know.
There's a wind.
I had a good time though. Other than the finale surprised me. I didn't think it was done, so I was kind of bummed at the end. I thought it was a really nice setup for a great finale,
Oh.
and it was because usually it's 1812 Overture, and this was Lee Greenwood this year.
Well, Monona's, yeah, a couple.
No, it's 30 minutes exact. I mean, that was. And they don't do as many as Rhythm and Booms, but it was like just one after the other.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, there were a lot of fireworks out.
I think we're,
What date?
well, we got,
We can't fix the date right now, so we're just gonna.
All right, I'll announce it. April 3rd, 2012.
Yep.
I would like to call to order the Finance and Personnel Committee meeting for the City of Monona. And I would add for viewers, the date you see on the screen is incorrect. This evening's meeting is actually taking place on Monday, July 7th, 2014. Sorry about the discrepancy. I'd like the clerk to please call the roll.
Alder Bussey?
Here.
Alder Wood?
here,
Mayor Miller?
Here. Is there a motion for approval of the June 2nd minutes?
So moved.
second,
Motion and second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
aye,
Opposed? Minutes have been approved. There are no appearances here this evening. There is no unfinished business. Item 6, new business. 6A is consideration of resolution number 14-07-1981, amending the 2014 capital budget to complete a water utility chemical feed system review and needs assessment. Is there a motion for approval?
so moved,
Second.
Motion second. Mr. Stefani?
Thank you, Mayor. In your packet, you have information pertaining to the request to amend the 2014 capital budget to complete a chemical feed system review and needs assessment. The Public Works Committee reviewed this item at its June 4th meeting and has a recommendation to proceed with this request. In November 2013, the DNR came to inspect our water utility. One of the requirements that came out of that inspection was to address our chemical feed system in 2015. In order to do that, we need to adequately assess our current system, which is 26 years old, to find out what exactly we need according to the DNR and to come up with a preliminary estimate for that cost. So what you have in front of you is a request for that. We received a scope of engineering services from Strand for $4,900. We can use the remaining $2,000 that we have in the reservoir engineering capital budget line item and a request to use $2,900 from the water utility reserve account.
Who will be doing the actual work?
That is to be determined.
Oh.
This is just to review our current system and come up with a needs assessment for next year.
And Strand is capable of doing that?
Yes.
Questions? Hearing none? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Stan. Dan Stefani. Item 6B is consideration of Resolution 14-07-1980, which is approval to hire an additional police officer. Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Chief Estranga,
Well,
welcome.
we finally got 20, so we figured we'd shoot at 20. No. What happened with retirements is that we went through the hiring process. Right now we're staffed at 19, and our 19th officer is about to finish his field training. Field training takes 3 to 4 months. We're trying to get up to 20, so we tried to time our applications and the process so that we could capture some of the recent graduates from Madison College and some of the other technical colleges. So we did that. However, every other police department, probably in the state of Wisconsin, is doing the same thing too. So we went from about 74 applications down to 30. We tested 21 for physical agility, written exams. We got the top 12, and now we're scheduled for police and fire commission interviews this coming Wednesday, where we're going to interview the top 6. Of the top 6, we've already lost 2 to other departments. So I'm concerned if we hesitate and don't hire 2 quickly, we're going to have to go through the whole hiring process again. What's happening is October 31st, when we hire this next one, we'll be at 20. And Lieutenant Frank Fenton has announced his retirement effective October 31st. So that will put us back down to 19. So we'd only have 21 for a very short period of time. Mark ran the numbers, and he could probably expand on that a little bit better than I can, but it sounds like even with 21, we're still about 40,000 under budget.
Yeah, I can explain it. It looks like a good project, was supposed to be projected. The total salaries for the 2014 budget, I have right there, it's $1,319,872. And what I did is I took for the project, it's supposed to be projected budget with 21 officers. I took what the actual numbers were based on contracts, and I knew what the retirements were.
Actual budget of 21 officers.
20 officers, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Then the next line down is the projected budget with the 21st officer in there for a little bit. Based on how I got that number, I took the actual amount for the retirees, which would be one that retired early in the year and one that's going to retire later in the year. Got that true cost, and then I actually know what the other costs are per the contracts and what those numbers are going to be and what the new officer's been paid and what the projections are. So that number should be roughly, and it's close, $1,279,119. So we're still going to be $40,753 under budget based on my projections, and that should be
This
fairly
won't
close.
affect overtime in any way, will it? It just, the training of the new officer overtime would be the same whether we hire him now or in October, correct?
Pretty much. yes.
Takes the same amount of time to train him. Sooner or later. Discussion?
Just one question, because the plan makes a lot of sense to me, but what would happen if Lieutenant Fenton decided, changed his mind and decided not to retire? We've hired somebody else. then-
Fire him.
The letter's in the file already. We've
okay.
talked about it a little bit to see. We're having a Police and Fire Commission meeting on Wednesday to interview the 6 top candidates. And under miscellaneous business, I was going to bring up the fact that Lieutenant Fenton would be leaving us and what the commission's feeling was as far as promoting someone internally. If they felt that we did not have qualified applicants and we had to go outside, I would not give a conditional offer to someone for that 21st position I would hold off. So one would be pretty much automatic. The second one, we're just kind of holding this in reserve. And this final decision can actually wait another 2 weeks or a month out if the council preferred.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
No other questions? Nothing else, Chief? All those in favor of the additional officer hiring? Say aye, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Chief.
Mayor,
Yes. Pat?
we did not star this item on the council agenda because we knew that it would be new to the body. But if the council does decide to take action on it tonight, it would give the chief more of an opportunity to hire the desired, or the PFC, to hire the desired candidate.
We're referencing this police matter.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Just remind me at the
Yep.
council meeting. Item 6C is consideration of Resolution 14-07-1979, approving an intergovernmental agreement providing for the sharing of certain costs relating to the improvements to Monona Drive from Flom Road to Winnequa Road. All those in favor of approval of this
Need a motion
resolution?
first.
It's motion.
Move approval?
Second?
Motion second. Is this Dan or Pat?
It'll be me.
Okay.
This is the same agreement that we've done in each of the phases of Monona Drive, basically. The city of Madison's already signed it. The county won't sign it till both Madison and Monona have it signed, so this is the formality of the agreement that's been in place for about 7 years.
And so what does this,
It's just.
what are we agreeing to?
They're agreeing to pay for their portion of Phase 3.
Okay. And just, I mentioned this to Pat, but Mark, keep an eye on Dan, but because of the quality of the red concrete bumpers, that there's a holdback in the contract, and just so we get our fair share of that, I'm not sure if,
We can't, I mean, this is a state, basically what to do is state does all the billing with, so we have to talk to the state, but state does the billing with the contractor, and they just give us a bill. So we don't have the ability to hold anything back.
no, it's not holding, but just to make sure that they didn't keep the whole credit, that we got our pro rata portion of that, because they held back payment for the contractor.
Oh, okay.
So whatever our percentage of the total bill,
Yeah.
whatever
Okay,
they
yeah,
held back.
They detail that stuff
Yep.
all out, okay.
Because it's just one of those, I could just see that kind of going through and nobody.
It's going to be a very small number. Very
Well,
small.
I was mad, so. I wanted it replaced, and they can't replace it, so. All right, further discussion?
Question?
Yes, Alder Bussey.
How does this compare to our budgeted numbers?
Well, these are based on the budgeted number, I mean, they're fairly close to the budgeted numbers. This is based on kind of the actual numbers now, and they were within, a couple percentage points, so.
And this includes our mediation charges for the dry cleaning?
The entire bill is in front of us currently, so it's about, about 900,000 over.
So that's not in here, in these numbers?
That's, basically, that's in those numbers.
It is in those numbers.
But
We're not paying,
having Madison pay their half of that, even though we paid the entire bill?
right. Well, we'll get that, yeah, that's all through another channel.
Alder Bussey?
Kind of on a related thing for Dan, I guess in Phase 2, that in front, the sidewalk in front of San Damiano's got that spalling. Is there anything we can do on that, or?
I contacted Jim Foley at the time and then Trenton and Strand about that. They looked at it, and basically there was no action on it.
Should there be, or are you satisfied that the condition is acceptable?
I don't know. It should, that section shouldn't look like that. With only 2 years of age to it. Try and go back. I don't know. I don't know.
Let's discuss it. I love going after those kind of issues, so I'd welcome that. If you want.
It's beyond
I mean,
warranty, concrete work,
Really?
yes.
But even though Foley was notified within the window? I mean, it is now, but from first notification, if
I
we,
did email him about it when I was first made aware that it was that February after it was poured. The hard part is proving the language in the bid document as far as defect or negligence, that sort of thing. Because if the concrete passes all the testing, it's going to be hard to prove that it's defective.
okay. Well, it's your call, but I'm happy to help you on it if you, I'm still waiting for pictures of the asphalt, too, please. Further discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Acceptance of the general fund accounts payable checks dated May 2nd through the 29th and May 30th through July 3rd. What?
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of, yeah. Mark?
Like I said, we got a lot of, about 80-some pages, so if you have anything that jumps out.
Can we start with the very first one, AAA Environmental?
I had that's the lead asbestos removal.
For what? What?
It's, trying to figure that one out. I was just asking her about what that was. I have to look it up. I don't know if that was
Dan,
a...
do you know asbestos removal and
Is that
lead
rubies?
paint?
Is that for rubies?
No, we haven't done that yet.
I know it's two. I can't think of it. A&A.
A&A Environmental.
Dan, you need to come up here when you're talking.
I don't know if they did that in the library here or not.
Oh, that's probably.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's the library code number 5762.
Is it?
We got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the
Thank
library.
you.
Yeah. Page 2, Ewald. There is your 2 squad cars in there that was purchased. Underneath that, Ewald is the Easy Dock of the Midwest. That is the Tonawatha deck extension. That was paid through for boat launch fees.
Which I might add, the neighborhood is very pleased. They have no complaints. The weeds are all passing through now, and so it appears to be doing what was desired.
Page 3, I don't know if I'm, Madison Community Foundation. This is set up from some additional monies from the 75th anniversary.
That's not additional, that is the check, right?
Yeah, that
Okay.
was the money that we had.
From the art auction.
Above and beyond what was budgeted for the 75th.
Yep.
Page 5, I'm just going to hit some Strand Association. They're working on some projects for us.
The one right below that, Sustainability Initiatives, it says.
Yeah, Janine, it was the first part of the work that they started doing.
That was for the Empower Group.
Yeah,
First
First
part of the
National.
work they've done in Empower.
Okay.
I'm skipping all the way to page 13 unless you have something else there.
Page 12. The MG&E at the next meeting, not tonight, but can you do the analysis for the first 6 months? Because we should have June numbers
Yep, well, should be able to get
to show about how we're tracking with the solar to budget, please.
Yep, we can get something for that.
Okay, thank you.
Next page, cycle control, the CPR machine, which was approved capital budget.
Where did that go?
Where does it go?
The
The
fire department.
CPR?
Fire department.
Oh, it's for the ambulance or something?
Page 14, Vanderwall, redevelopment services. Page 16. Top one, accurate appraisal. As you're aware, the board review is closed and all our assessments are in. With that.
Page 19? Are you there? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump ahead.
No.
Decker signs, traffic signs?
Yep, some are for utilities, for, not for sure where they, he can tell you where they actually went, but some are, the 100's for the general fund, the 601 is the sewer, the 600 number is for the water utility.
Yeah, those are portable traffic signs, and working signs that you see on the terrace.
Okay.
Like utility purchase to and public works purchase to.
Okay, yeah, I was just, like, I didn't hear of any new traffic signs going up, okay. Earthlink Business, down below that,
Yep.
same page?
Earthlink is our phone service. We
For our
changed-
landline?
for our telephone service.
Yep.
Page 21. Kirby built sales for park equipment.
Park equipment that, I believe that goes with Woodland Park. Park equipment. Not Woodland
For
Park.
Woodland?
Arrowhead. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all
Sorry.
right, sorry, thank you.
That's what Woodland Parks.
Page 20, oh, go ahead.
22, Midwest Athletic Fields. There's some baseball mounds and home plates for the rec department.
I mean, there must have been one hell of a lot of home plates. $2,300 for,
The mounds are the big thing, because they're, as much as a home plate, because I don't know if you've seen the mounds are like temporary things. They
They're fabricated.
Fabricated ones.
really?
They
Oh,
pitch
really?
off of now.
so we have a bunch, we have more than one.
I would think that was just one.
Yeah.
They're fairly
Expensive.
extensive.
Wow.
They're, it saves a lot of maintenance costs on pitching mounds by having these fabricated mounds now.
So where do we put those?
I believe it's stored at a Huska in
Yeah.
the shed.
Oh, so it's for the really good field. We're not spending this on all our ball
No.
diamonds.
Kids don't pitch off a mound until
Oh,
they get to high
okay.
school.
So this is on the big time, okay.
Motorola on the next page, radio equipment, the police department.
What were those radios, chief? $20,000 of Motorola equipment? And let me guess, we had a grant?
We actually did have a little bit of a grant. I think we did buy one radio through a traffic grant, but that was part of this, we're on like a 4-year project of replacing all our 800 megahertz radios. So this is the 3rd year. We budgeted to do 6 every year.
So we'll have one more year
We
this
have one
next.
more year, and I think next year we'll actually be able to drop it down to like 3 or 4. Because we kind of do a little catch up.
21,000 for
Each
6 radios?
Each radio is about $3,500.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Page 25, Bill Coles, just so you see where he's working on.
Is he coming tonight to council? Okay.
Are you forgetting other ones? Page 31. As you're aware of Harmony Construction, one end park is on its way.
Is Arrowhead completed? I mean, other than cleanup? It looks like
Some-
there's piles of dirt that need to get all the way.
Yeah, some minor landscaping, the actual park sign and landscaping around that, along with some seed and top dressing for the seed around the perimeter.
But the structure, all
The
that
structure and the
stuff.
fill are in place in the parks.
Are we hauling that dirt, those dirt piles out of there, or who has to do that?
I think that's going to be used for grade and
Okay.
seed.
Okay. Alder Bussey?
Kind of related, unrelated, for firemen's, are all the punch items completed now?
I'm not sure on that. I can check with Jake and get back to you tomorrow via
I was
email.
told by a
Why-
citizen, no.
What if we,
Outspoken
would it be
citizen.
appropriate for an update at the facility committee?
Sure. We can put that on the agenda.
And just a heads up,
And-
there's been damage, I'm sorry. didn't-
Yeah, and any other, yeah, okay. That'd be fine.
There's damage to the gutters. Kids have been kicking them in or baseball batting them or
There's
something.
downspouts in the gutter.
Downspouts are smashed, so. Yeah, I was told the punch list is not completed, so thanks for
I'll,
bringing that up, so.
I'll check on that. Janine did mention before she left that there was a few items, but I didn't know if those were resolved in the interim.
Okay.
Page 32, Johnson tree, some Monona Boulevard mulching, tree removal, stump draining. Page 35, SCS engineering, there's just some of the various projects they're working on for us. Again, 36, a strand, you can see some of the projects they're working on too for us.
You the 42?
What's that?
Are you the 42?
Yeah.
Window cleaning? Facility concepts?
Yeah, that's done twice a year. We have the windows in our facilities cleaned.
Have we always done it?
Yes.
Okay.
Right above that, the plumbing, United Park shelter, plumbing's one, so you see a lot of costs for United Park shelter. Page 44 again, excavating is United Park shelter.
I would like to note on the Oneida Park shelter too, that we didn't run into any extraordinary soil conditions when they excavated for the foundation, so we should be, our contingency should be in line there.
51? Wisconsin DNR, Lottis Park boat launch permit?
Yeah.
We have to buy a permit?
No, as part of the application Jake's filling out, the DNR requested pay for a permit.
That's for that big grant he's
For the
going
grant,
after?
yeah,
Oh,
that was required.
okay.
And two of them back to back, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one at 50 and 51.
Page 54, Diggers Hotline. $3,582 payments.
Yeah, these are basically prepaying for these. Basically, they go out and mark. We allocate between water, sewer, and stormwater. This is an every year thing.
Yeah, we pay twice a year to participate in that, well, required to pay twice a year to participate in that program. It's for locating our water, sanitary sewer services for the Diggers Hotline service.
But if we don't do any work, why would we have to pay for that every year if we don't do anything?
It's a requirement. Whenever somebody calls in a Diggers Hotline locate, we're required to respond whether we have services there or not. We have to still go out and mark.
Oh, so this isn't paying for our properties? This is a contribution? This is our,
Right, it's our.
what we contribute to the, all municipalities have to contribute to Diggers Hotline?
All have to pay for.
Based on the number of locates that we get in years.
Something new today. Okay.
Page 55, H&H Industries, service room AC installation. We had some AC problems in the server room.
Page 59, Schmidt's Auto for a tow.
Mark, was that a repair or replacement?
Replacement. I'm sorry, what was that again?
Vehicle tow for Schmidt's Auto. Is that for a company vehicle?
That was a water truck that had to be towed.
So it was a big vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those,
That's a big, $175 for a local tow is a lot.
Yeah.
But if it's a big vehicle,
You can see underneath that, you see a lot of engineering underneath that. Smith's has the engineering done for SCS. 61, adaptive restoration, Woodland Park restoration.
who is that? Is that the horses?
Yep.
Page-
63, we have the Empirical Aquatics, they service our pools, just as, we pay quarterly, we pay 4 installments actually, so 16,000 is what we pay for agreement with them. And that's been off of bids before, so that's what it is.
64 and 65, Felly's Flowers, plants, potted plants.
Yes, sir. Basic plants for decoration around the city hall and the community center.
Was that for purchase, or what is that?
Purchase.
Okay, who takes care of those?
Bob Johnson
Okay.
or Ryan.
So this is a one-time, we're not going to see this?
We do that about May or June every year.
Yeah.
Spend this much money? Could you check with Bruce Company, you can rent them? Just, I mean, this might be a better deal, I don't know, but Bruce Company has a rental of plants and might be, just seemed like a lot of money. Okay.
$66 is LW Allen, pool pump repair.
68, all the Monona Grove athletic fees.
Yeah, basically we collect, Jake does this on his online service. He collects the fees for the football camp, basketball camp, and we, a certain portion of that, and he pays it over to the Monona Grove.
So it's not just a pass.
It's an in-out
dues,
fee.
It's an in and out. We do get to collect a small fee, but,
a handling fee.
yep. 69, Neckerman, we'll have a new notary here come pretty soon, I believe.
72,
72.
Beer Becker for the curbside retention basins,
Yep, it's that curb cut.
5,000. Where's that happening?
Where's the actual location?
It's actually happening on Pheasant, not Pheasant Hill, near Alder Holmquist's home.
Yeah.
I believe that is Pheasant Hill. Yes,
That's for one curb cut?
Three.
Three, okay. They're all on Pheasant Hill, or?
I believe they are. There might be one on an adjacent street.
What was the process in determining where those went?
I think the second one was the other former Alderman Munson's property as well.
Which is across the street.
And the third one, I believe, is in the general area. I don't know who the resident is.
The process involved in going through it was, it had to have a certain grade where the water would run off the property.
So we asked for applicants to apply,
Volunteers.
volunteers? Did we get more than these three, or?
Janine was actually working on the project, so I don't know the details of the application.
And I believe they're pretty much, the majority of it's all grant funded.
Okay.
Yeah, it's through Dane County.
Has the
There's
work
a little
been
bit of
done?
cost as part of the capital budget, but yes.
It was in the capital?
Yes, it's in the
And this
capital budget.
fits within it?
Yep, we had it in there.
Has the work been done?
It's finished.
This is just the design, I believe.
How much do they cost to build? I remember we discussed this and it was approved, so I'm not I mean, I guess now that the bills are coming in.
I believe the total program cost is somewhere around $13,000.
It's 15,000. yeah.
15.
15. around.
For three, 5,000 each?
Well, that was for this test year. But yeah.
All right. Can I get a little executive summary on that project and how the whole process worked? And
Yeah,
hopefully
we
she
can get that.
documented how that all happened, so if I'm questioned on that, I just know. I know we approved it, so I'm not questioning.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Underneath that again is the Bill Cole's fees for his work, the years he's been working on for us.
Page 80. Monona Transit Marketing for Greenleaf Media, 3,700.
Yep.
Is that flyers, or what was that what was done for that?
They're doing a marketing campaign. We're gonna basically working with a consultant to figure out what the best approach to do with the transit system.
And that was part of the budget.
So that's part of the 2,000.
That's Alder Spade shares that?
Yes, he does.
Back on 78, CT Laboratories is sediment testing, what was that for?
What was that?
That's,
Sediment testing?
Sediment testing.
You know, Dan?
That,
Sediment testing, CT Laboratories?
That would be for, excuse me, the Pirate Island Channel. I
Yeah.
believe.
Got it, okay.
The engineering for the stormwater projects for next year.
Oh.
During the engineering phase, where they're testing the sediment for contamination and whatnot.
In somewhat similar, but could I just ask a question? I'm sure you don't know. But I looked today, last week, a lot of beaches were closed in Dane County. Why do we not participate in beach testing? We're like one of the only beaches, the Schluter and Frostwoods, that aren't tested.
I'm not sure, that would probably be a question for Jake.
All right, well, I'd like us to, could you put that in, I'd like to get that in there, because
2015.
if the ones on both sides of us are closing because of salmon, or bacteria, I have a feeling we have polluted beaches too. if
I believe the county's the one that closes the beaches.
Right, but they don't test ours. I checked into it today.
Okay, we can look into it.
Yeah.
Um,
It is the county, you're right.
Yeah.
But we need to participate in that, because if our beaches aren't healthy, we should be warning
I
people.
agree.
So one of you will follow up
Yep.
and, okay.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Page 79 is addiction engineering, reservoir inspections, it's just the water towers, the water reservoir. Page 82, pool furniture, this was part of the 2014 capital.
That's all I have. Anyone else? Is motion for approval?
So moved.
Is a motion second? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Checks from May 2nd through July 3rd have been approved. Thank you very much, Mark and staff. Miscellaneous business, there is a police overtime report noted. Chief Ostrenga, or is that Pat or Mark, or who's?
Somebody else can come up and probably talk in more detail, but basically if you go to law enforcement, we are at, right now for just the regular overtime, we are at 53% of our overtime, out of the 55,000. Grant overtime, we're at 33% of what our budgeted number. When you look at this, you also got to look at kind of what we talked about with that 21st officer police salaries. That should be at 50%, so some of the police overtime is up, just in general, just because you have to make up for that officer being down. So we'll take that into consideration. Also, it's the first year of the ribbons and booms this year, that I take that into consideration. So it's one of these things that it's not an ideal year just because of the being down an officer, and the first year of ribbons and booms and some other stuff I'm sure that gone on. So.
But we're pretty much in line.
What I'm hearing, it should be at 50%, and the two average out to be
Just under 50.
Just under.
just under. So, I mean, that's telling me it's right where it's supposed to be.
It is, but, you know.
It doesn't have to be there, but
The big cost will come in right
It's
now.
not a
The
problem.
festival is going to be the big one.
Yeah.
The festival bill will be the big stuff coming in.
but that was budgeted.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
We're in good shape, the bottom line is.
Bottom line is we're doing well with
I
lack
said one of the
of,
city administrators' management objective point, so
well, with the lack of, I mean,
I'm sure he's all over that. Chief?
Well, I remember someone saying you can't budget for a broken leg,
Right.
and you have, sexual
Our-
assaults, you have crimes that happen, you have extensive cases that take a lot of time and effort, do search warrants, that leads to thousands and thousands of dollars sometimes overtime. So those are things we hope they don't happen, but they do, and when they do, we have to deal with it.
But you're on track, so, well, to me, it's much ado about nothing, so you're doing fine. Alder Bussey?
Is there a seasonality of summer that usually the hardest on overtime, or?
Well, 4th of July is always busy for us. This last time, we rhythm and booms for the first time.
Yeah.
I think going into next year, we'll probably tone that down a little bit. We had a lot of people working, and nothing happened. But this last 4th, we had a lot of people working, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and we didn't have enough people, because
Yeah.
the people you have scheduled to do things for the fireworks get pulled away when we had to do a Chapter 51 down to Winnebago for some of the 300 film rate.
That was at the bottom line of that's the deal breaker, right, was that Winnebago run with two
Well, yeah,
officers.
it's just, you plan for things to happen, and then something else happens, so it's just kind of rolling the dice. And like you said, you can't budget for broken legs, it happens.
Is that going to continue? We have to take them to Winnebago, or?
As far as I know, it's the law, and we're responsible for taking care of people that are in that condition. There's no one else out there that's stepping forward to take we were joking around a little bit, that maybe we could pass it on to our transit authority to make those transports, but I don't think that's a realistic viewpoint.
I mean, is it something here in the Chiefs Association in Dane County?
We're talking about,
If we all pooled together, some off-duty guys to make these runs up there, off-duty officers, because they have to be officers, right? That haul those guys up?
you have to pay them.
Right, but would it be cheaper to pay somebody than to have paying overtime to our officers, which then requires to bring in additional officers? If there was a service, a shuttle service, because I gotta believe in Dane County, there's one hell of a lot of running up to Winnebago trips going on.
So what I hear you saying, Mayor, is there an opportunity to save money by doing carpooling? Is that basically?
Yeah, I mean, that there's a way to, a joint.
It would all be overtime officer pay because you'd have to do it above and beyond their normal work. So whatever we used, we'd have to pay for. I don't see the number changing.
No, I would see this as a county service that we would contribute to the county, that they would have people that are accredited but not costing as much as our officers are costing us.
I think you have to have an officer take it. Am I correct there, Chief?
Right, and they have to be covered by insurance and
Right.
pension and everything like that, so they don't want to be doing it off-duty, they want to be doing it on-duty in case something happens to them.
No, but I'm just this seems to be a problem. And it can't be just Monona's problem. It's got to be Verona's and everyone else's problem. And I don't hear that anyone's working on what the alternatives are to this thing.
This is a statewide problem, it's not just Dane County.
Dane County, right. So, all right, I'll do some digging. Might need your help. Yep. Anything else, Mark, on that?
No, that looks good.
All right, good job. Is there a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank you.